for this quick live early morning Q&A. Who's up this time of morning? Up. What you MFers doing? What's up, Gendo? I was either gonna go live or call you, Kendall, and I decided to go live. I'm gonna hit you up later on. What's up, Josh? Yes, it's fight night, and I'm gonna miss the fight because I got bad reception up where I am. I'm gonna miss the whole fight. I've been waiting 7 years for this fight. What was that, 2016, 2017? I thought they should have first cracked it off. Crawford and Spence. Yeah. I'm going with Spence, man. Spence has fought better competition. I think Spence would break Crawford down. This nigga Spence broke Mikey Garcia's face, Danny Garcia's face, and Ugas's face. The thing Spence got to watch out for are those momentary lapses in judgment. Spence has these momentary times where he just forgets he's in a boxing ring. And if he does that against Crawford, Crawford gonna knock his ass out. But as long as Spence stays focused, he's gonna win. That's right, Breeze. Yeah, get back in the lab. What's up, Emil? What's up, Miriam? Scotty Jenkins. What's up, y'all? I'm up here. I'm at this music festival all weekend, so I ain't gonna see. Nigga, Nas gonna be on stage and that fight's happening. Although, see, look, I was actually thinking about, like, if I could do it, I would stream the fight on my phone while Nas is on stage. But it ain't no cell phone reception up here in Napa. Like, the cell phone reception up here sucks. I ain't talking about when Bud won his belt, Anthony. I wanted Spence and Crawford to fight before that. I wanted them to fight before that. No, see, I would do Nas and the fight, but where I am, the Wi-Fi, the cell phone coverage up here sucks, and so does the Wi-Fi. I'm surprised I'm able to stream to y'all live right now. I'm surprised I'm able to stream to y'all now. But look how these white supremacists are work. Pay attention to the chess game going on with these white supremacists. Spence and Crawford are finally having their super fight. This is a super fight. This is no doubt a super fight. 147 has been the best division in boxing since, I would go so far as to say since 2000. That's like when Shane Mosley, June 17th, my birthday. 2000 was when Oscar De La Hoya fought Shane Mosley at the Staples Center here in LA. And even though Mike Tyson was still fighting, Holyfield was old and still fighting, Lennox Lewis, even though they were still fighting, they were all old. And there was no new blood in heavyweight in 2000. No one, American, we didn't really fuck with Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was dominant, but Lennox Lewis was around in the early 90s when Holyfield and Tyson were in their prime, and he didn't come over to America to fight. He stayed his ass over in Europe. Lennox Lewis didn't make his way to America until Mike Tyson and Holyfield were both old. even though they're around the same age, I say old because Mike Tyson and more so Holyfield than Mike Tyson. But Holyfield been through all the wars. And Lennox Lewis came over after Holyfield fought all of his wars. So Oscar De La Hoya, Shane Mosley was June 17th or 18th. It could have been 18th. It could have been the 18th, my brother's birthday. I gotta drink that water off camera. We had these water bottles. It looked like I don't like seeing men drink out of water bottles. Anyway, if I accidentally catch myself on camera drinking out of this water bottle, I apologize. But 147 has been the feature division in boxing since since Mosley De La Hoya, 2000. All century, basically. That's been the premier division. And you had a sprinkling of heavyweight fights, but the consistent big fights have been at 147. After De La Hoya, after his run is over with, you got Mayweather's run. And then since Mayweather's run's been over, it's been a group. And most of it's been at 147. Crawford, Keith Thurman for the PBC guys at 147. They've all been around since Mayweather retired. So this is probably the last super fight at 147 before 140 becomes the primary division. Because Tank's going to be at 140, and so is Devin Haney. And then 154, that's where these guys are going. And if Boots Ennis goes up to 154, then 54 going to be the division with the Charlos and maybe 60. Maybe 160. But I'm looking forward to the result. If I can get cell phone coverage, I will be watching the fight on my phone. Yes, I will. That's if I can get cell phone coverage. I highly doubt it. Yeah, I saw that pledge Jamal scuffle. What's up with the Charlos getting in all these little scuffles? They must move funny. They kind of act like they kind of look like they move funny, though. Remember, the Charlos got into a scuffle with Jarrett Hurd a couple years ago at a fight? Remember that? Remember that? When the Charlos got in a fight with Jarrett Hurd? Like, them dudes, I'm not Charlos. Yeah, the Charlos, they look like they move funny. One of the Charlo brothers have mental health issues going on right now, so pray for that brother. I forgot. I get the two Charlos confused. I think it's a Charlo that fights at 160. The one that Oscar should be fighting, but he went and fought the one at 154. The Charlo at 160 is the one that got the mental health issues going on right now. I don't know, so maybe he's screaming. Hey, y'all, but I'm telling y'all right now, this man up here in Napa, this shit's so goddamn dope. My documentary's about to be fire. Fire. I can't give you the names of some of the people who said yes to my documentary yet because they didn't sign on the dotted line. I'm not going to do that till then. But I have some originators of West Coast hip-hop that say yes. I got some dope-ass singers and some legendary music producers that say yes. Because when people hear about the documentary, when people hear about his big... Look, let me tell you something. I did that show. It's starting to get sunny out here. Shit, I'm high as fuck. And it's starting to get sunny. And my pupils are dilated, so excuse the glasses. But yeah, it's starting to get real sunny, and I got a lot of weed in my system right now. Parliament, man. I met a lot of the man. I met Mike Hampton yesterday from Parliament Funkadelic. I met Mike Hampton. Man. That's my wife calling me. Hold on while I send her a text, let her know I'm outside. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, there we go. I had to let her know, my wife. But yeah, if y'all don't know who Mike Hampton, no, it's not a coastal documentary, cynical, and that's the last thing I'm here to do. I don't play those regional fights when it come to music. They're just the people I happen to commit or happen to be West Coast people. If I have more people in the documentary. I don't play that regional battle stuff when it comes to music. It's Black American music. LA, Chicago, New York, Detroit, New Orleans, Memphis, Seattle, Dayton, Ohio, we all the same. We all a family. But when it comes down to it, I met near Detroit, and you can't take any of these elements away from our music, any of these cities away. There's not one of those cities I named you could take away and our music sound anywhere close to the same. Anywhere there's a high concentration of black people, Oakland, you can't take those, Dallas, Houston, you can't take Philly. How did I forget Philly? Yeah. You can't take away Buffalo, New York, Stone City Band. You can't take away Minneapolis. The Minneapolis sound. Twin Cities. DC. Even though I fucking hate go-go music. I hate go-go music. But you can't take DC away. So we look, I'm up in Oakland, man. The weed up here, I got some local shit up here from somebody I know who grow. That's what I'm smoking on right now. I'm smoking on some yay area right now. You dig? So yeah, I had to put my glasses on. This yay I'm smoking on is hey. Well, anyway, we were gonna go party. We were gonna go to the after party last night, and let me see here. I wrote all these extra blunts for the after party last night, but we had so much goddamn fun partying. I was like, you know what? I'm going to sleep. These are my after party blunts I rolled. But yeah, I met Kid Funk, man. If y'all don't know who Kid Funk is, he's the guitarist that took over for Eddie Hazel after Parliament Funkadelic. He joined Parliament Funkadelic as a 17-year-old. Yeah, I don't like go-go music. It's not dynamic. It has some dynamics in it, but the go-go's just too loud for me. But when I was in DC and I hit the microdose of the mushrooms and I rode around the capital city, I understood go-go. Being in DC, but I don't fuck with go-go. Yeah, I fucks with that Philadelphia music though. Hell yeah, I fucks with Philadelphia, man. Philadelphia, y'all some soulful motherfuckers, man. I fucks with Philadelphia music. And I do fuck with DC music. When I think about DC, I think about the Blackbirds and what Donald Byrd did with his group, the Blackbirds. That more mellow DC sound is what I like. I like everything the Blackbirds did out of DC. I fucks with the Blackbirds. That's some DC music I listen to. That more melodic, mellow side of DC. I fucks with the mellow side of DC. You know, I like some Chuck Brown music. I love DC. Like I said, you can't take DC out of music. Chuck Brown put a forever lasting imprint, even though he didn't get his national due. Bustin' Loose, dum 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 dum. I feel like bustin' loose, dum dum. Now that's some dynamics. Give it a red jaw, give it a red jaw, dum dum dum. It's still loud, but it's from loud to louder. So yeah, this is a regional free zone when it comes to music on my channel. Now I will use different regions and call them out to highlight what they brought, because on one hand, it's a dichotomy when you're tracking information. Let me tell y'all something. There's a push-pull you have when you're tracking information. You want to, highlight the differences between organisms so you can see which is which, while at the same time understanding the family and the connective relationship between the organisms. So you do want to highlight, okay, this is Detroit versus DC. This is LA versus Chicago. You do want to highlight how the Bay Area is way different than LA when it comes to music. The Bay Area and LA music scenes is totally different. But it's still a family relationship, because the thing that the LA scene and the Bay Area scene have in common is local hustling. Hustle your market. It's dope, man, because like a couple nights ago, I had I finally met Too Short, Sir Too Short. I finally met Short, man. We had a good conversation about music. He was just really breaking down the Bay Area mentality when it comes to hustling music. And it was so dope when he was just talking about the mentality and how, because y'all got to understand, Master P got his game from the Bay before he took it down to New Orleans. Master P took a Bay Area mentality to New Orleans. That's what he did. And that's what made No Limit Records pop off. It was Master P taking a Bay Area mentality to New Orleans. Bay Area don't give a fuck if the rest of the country knows or cares. That's what makes their music so unique and beautiful. They're not making it for the masses. And that's how it's supposed to be. The best family recipes are family recipes. Let's think about that for a second, family. Think about that for a second. As family goes, the best recipes weren't made for the whole world to like. It's made because Big Mama made that meal for her and then her immediate family's taste. Oh, John Henry don't like garlic in his. My son Jared, he likes extra cheese. My daughter, whatever Hattie Mae, whatever the fuck name was, old folks used back then, she likes, cream cheese. And so Big Mama made the recipe for the family. And a family recipe, either other people like it or they don't. But the biggest recipes that traveled across the world, were family recipes. No different than music. The best music is family music. You trying to be the best nigga on your block. NWA was just trying to be the best niggas on the block. They didn't give a fuck about what New York was doing. They was telling a message about what happened on their block. But it gets even deeper, because in LA, you can have everybody can kind of jump on the gangster shit in LA, you know what I mean? But in Bay ain't like that. Bay is an individual. Mac Dre sound different than E40, sound different than Too Short, sound different than MC Hammer, you know? Same thing with the funk. Side of Family Stone sounded different than Tower Power. Tower Power sounded different than Confunction. Bay Area would sound different than the Grateful Dead. Like, the Bay Area is just, it's a bunch of artists that are just trying to be the hottest niggas on their block. E40. So when it comes down to it, the best music is music that's made for yourself and your family and your people. And the Bay understand that concept. I like the Wu-Tang and RZA's production, but like me personally, I hip hop producers, most of them, they start off on the highest they are is second tier in the big when I think about music producers. I can't put too many hip hop producers on that top tier music producers, and not because they're not great musicians, but only because most of it's sample based. The top producers are the composers to me, the ones who didn't sample, the ones who have to actually write the notes out and put the chords together and resolve the notes and make the music. Those are all the top tier. The top tier producers, all for the most part, they produce music 1979 and back. The ingredients changed in the 80s and made it different. And the same goes for R&B producers post 80s. No, Dre is not overrated. Why do people? I don't understand why people are always attacking Dre. I don't have any shows on caffeine. I don't even have it. I done deleted that caffeine app like 4 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. I don't have no association with caffeine anyway whatsoever. But yeah, Larry Smith, right, Wally Gibson. Larry Smith is one, and DJ Quick. But even people always overrate Dre. Now, you know, I don't allow Dre slander over here either. Because again, like, and this is no disrespect because it's by design, but like talking music with people who've only invested their time in the hip hop is tough. Because there's like the way music has been done, hip hop changed things in a way that it's the first form of Black American music that doesn't have an original sound. Every other form of Black American music has its own soundtrack too. But the hip hop conversation is so tough because part of the reason why hip hop took off so much was they took music out of schools. And when they took music out of schools, only the people who took the effort to learn music understand music. If you didn't take the extra effort to enroll in a music class, it as an elective in school, go learn an instrument, more so play in the choir, you know, play at church. Church is where you learn music. So it's like those of us who like were raised and playing music in church and understand music, the hip hop, because it can come off as sounding disrespectful, and it's not disrespectful at all. But there's this a huge difference. So when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to the music producers before really before the '80s, because it's not just hip hop, it's just the '80s. It's the industry. White folks took music out of our music on purpose, right? Let me explain. Producers before the '80s, and I only know this because I have them in my family. Like I was talking to my father-in-law about how he would do music. He would when he would write a score for the Commodores or for the Jackson 5 or Atlantic Star, it would be a pencil and a paper. And you know those music notes? He would write these scores out on pencil and paper off top of his head. I'm talking about the horn parts, the vocal parts, no, the key, key the song's gonna be in, each note the singer sings, the string arrangements. He'd write all those parts out. And then they had to bring in a band to record these parts. And sometimes the musicians ain't working out. They ain't got the sound you want. So you got to take that drummer out and bring another drummer in to get the sound right. You got to, okay, the bass player's playing the notes that I wrote, but the fiddle ain't, the song ain't coming together. So get that bass player out of here and bring in another one. So to put together a song, they had to do all these scores. And you had to, this is how it worked. You had arrangers, composers, and producers. And because the word producers used very loosely, I should say, because Jimmy Iovine is known as a producer, and so is Dr. Dre. And Dr. Dre made all the music, and Jimmy Iovine can't tell you what an A flat is, but they're both labeled producers. See, your arrangers are the ones that arrange the music. They wrote the notes. Like, they arranged things. And then they wrote what each part's out. And then you had your producers, your composers. The composers would put it all together and make all the music tell a story. And the producer will be the final decision on where the parts all fit in the traditional sense of a producer. But oftentimes, it was some people would arrange and produce, some people would just produce, and they would change. Like my father-in-law, he said that for a long time he was the arranger with the Jackson 5. He arranged the music and composed it, but Hal Davis produced it and had final say over the notes. But by the time he got to the Commodores, he would write and arrange his own arrangements, but sometimes he would have David Foster write arrangements. David Foster is the person that did Whitney Houston's legendary white music producer, David Foster. That white boy, he did After the Love Is Gone by Earth and Fire. He wrote those arrangements. Maurice White came and produced it. But back then, producers had to deal with live sounds and pianos. They didn't have technology to help them put this music together. When you get to hip hop, you're no longer dealing with the raw arrangements anymore. You're just putting the pieces together. So the arrangers, they are arranging the music. They're putting the arrangements together, but they're not actually writing the arrangements out from scratch, if you understand what I'm saying. They're taking that piano lick from this song, that drum sample from that song, and that's how they're arranging it. That's how an arranger's job changed when you get to hip hop. Whereas the arranger used to actually write it out. Now the arranger just picks what he wants. And the producer decides, okay, what fits where, what goes where. And that takes me to the Dr. Dre conversation. When we go to the Dr. Dre conversation, Dr. Dre, there's an evolution in music production, like Duke Ellington. Duke Ellington didn't arrange didn't write the compositions. Billy Strayhorn did. But Duke Ellington put it together. I've talked to my father-in-law talked to me all the time how it's a lot of music out there that he ghost wrote. Ghostwriting didn't start with hip hop. It didn't start with Dre. Ghost producers. My father-in-law ghost produced for some of the biggest names in music production history out there. And at the same time, when he got on top in the 80s, he had other people writing the arrangements and doing the work, and he just came through and did the final sign-off on things. That's kind of the hierarchy when it comes to music. So when you go to Dr. Dre was a master engineer, master arranger, master producer. He did all that shit on NWA. Now, as Dre gets older, he has younger producers, arrangers and composers that he can bring in. And Dre has the ear. He has the ear. When you get older in music, like you've been doing it for a while, you don't write the arrangements and all that shit anymore. You pass that off to somebody else, and you pay them to do that. You may have a sound, and you may have a certain sound in your ear that you want to get put out, but you get those younger artists to put that together. That's how it works. And so when Dre got older in the game, Dre had Daz and those younger producers, because the sound is always with the youth. The sound is always with the youth. 14 to 24. That's where the sound is. Always, always, always. George Clinton did that. George Clinton would have jam sessions with the band. Bootsy, Catfish, they was all young. Eddie Hay, they was the kid. The band, Funkadelic Band was the kids. They was like in their late teens, early 20s with Funkadelic. When the Parliament singers were in their 30s, the band for the Parliament Funkadelic was in their early 20s. The sound is always with the youth. You have the youth put the sound together. The wisdom is with the producer, and the producer knows how to make the sound a song. It goes from making the sound, the youth got the sound, the elders got the song. When they start getting to their 40s and 50s, now they know how to make the music and put the music together. When you get to late 30s and 40s and 50s, now you've been in music now for 20 years. You know how to make it a song. But the youth got the sound. So Daz had the sound. Dre knows how to now make it a song. It takes extreme skill to make a sound a song. It's just a beat. Dre knows how to make music a song. And that's where hip hoppers don't understand. That's where hip hoppers always get it fucked up when it comes to Dre. They hear one little rumor, and a lot of rumors got truth to it. I'm not gonna say facts because I don't want to be sued. But yes, a lot of people do put those beats together. Yes, they do. But Dre makes it a song. And that's the part that hip hoppers don't be understanding. That's where they miss it when it comes to Dre. And Dre does it again with Anderson .Paak. He did it with Tony Braxton. Dre does it on the R&B side of the game. Dre turns the sound into a song. And so since most hip hoppers don't understand the song of music, they just understand beats, they totally miss it when it comes to Dre's value. You understand? Capiche? Love Sunroof. But I'm about to get up out of here. I told y'all this is going to be a quick one. My wife is up. We got all day of music ahead of us. Today, I'm going to see Corey Henry at 1. Corey Henry's going to be on today. Such a heavy lineup. I'm forgetting everybody. I'm missing so many people. Layla Hathaway, Terrace Martin, Robert Glasper, Dave Chappelle, again, Nas. I'm being music all goddamn day today. Oh, and the after party tonight. Oh, something. DJ Jazzy Jeff and Rakim. They performing. Jazzy Jeff and Rakim. And then tonight's after party is DJ by DJ Jazzy Jeff. So yeah, I gotta go get a good breakfast in. And then tomorrow, yesterday we had Mary J. Blige, De La Soul, Dave Chappelle, Robert Glasper, George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic. And then Sunday we have. It's too many names to remember, man. I'm in the present. It's too many names to remember. I didn't even tell y'all Sunday's lineup, which is fucking ridiculous. The only way I'm catching this fight is if if I have a strong signal while I'm watching Nas on stage. And the signals over here suck. So I don't know if I'll be catching the fight. Yeah, so then my car air out when my wife get up here. She gonna be like, "You been smoking in here?" I'm like, yeah, this is my car, not yours. Mm-hmm. I didn't mean to drink water on camera. Ugh. But nigga, I hope Rakim and Jazzy J perform Summertime. Drums, please. Alright. I'll close my sunroof. Get on the fuck back inside. Keep my windows cracked because my car is smoky. Probably like tomorrow morning or something like that. I'll give y'all like an update. But tonight, I ain't gonna be going on. Ain't gonna be no live tonight. Not with DJ Jazzy Jeff on the 2s and 1s. I'm out.